Hey everyone. Today I want to share a story about the time my wife and I almost bought a house that would have destroyed our marriage, our faith, and our peace. Everyone told us we deserved it. The bank approved us, our friends were doing it. It was the American dream, right? But sometimes the dream everyone's chasing is actually a nightmare in disguise. And that's exactly what Jesus was warning us about in Matthew 7:13-14. This is the story of how we almost walked through the wrong gate. 2 years ago, my wife Sarah and I were living in a small 2-bedroom apartment. We'd been married for 3 years, and honestly, we were tired of renting, tired of hearing our neighbors through thin walls, tired of not being able to paint or renovate. All our friends were buying houses, beautiful houses, and every time we'd visit them, we'd drive home to our cramped apartment feeling less than. Then one Sunday after church, a couple we knew invited us over. Their house was gorgeous, 4 bedrooms, huge backyard, granite countertops, the works. You guys need to stop renting and build equity, they told us. We'll connect you with our lender. They're amazing. They got us approved for way more than we thought we could afford. That phrase should have been a red flag, more than we thought we could afford. But we were tired of feeling left behind, so we called the lender. The loan officer was smooth, really smooth. He looked at our income and said, "You're approved for up to $450,000. Sarah and I looked at each other. That seemed like a lot. We'd been thinking maybe $250,000, something modest. But we can't really afford $450,000, I said. He laughed. That's what everyone says. Look, the bank wouldn't approve you if you couldn't afford it. Plus, everyone stretches a little for their first home. You'll grow into the payment. Your income will increase. This is an investment." And then he said the line that almost hooked us. Everyone does this. This is how you build wealth in America. We started looking at houses in that price range, and oh man, they were beautiful. Big kitchens, master suites, rooms for future kids, the whole dream. But when we calculated the mortgage payment, it would take 65% of our take-home income. That meant no savings, no retirement contributions, no giving to church, no margin for emergencies. We'd be house rich and life poor. I called my older brother for advice. He said, "Bro, everyone's house poor at first. You make sacrifices. That's just how it is. Stop overthinking it." My coworker said the same thing. "Dude, you'll never buy a house if you wait until you can comfortably afford it. Jump in. You'll figure it out." Even our realtor was pushing us. "This market won't last. If you don't buy now, you'll regret it." Everyone was saying the same thing. The wide gate was wide open, and there was a crowd rushing through it. One night, Sarah and I were lying in bed looking at houses on our phones. We just put in an offer on a $425,000 house that would max us out completely. Sarah suddenly got quiet and said, "Babe, can I be honest? I'm terrified." "Of what?" I asked. "Of what this is going to do to us. You'll have to work overtime constantly. I'll have to pick up extra shifts. We won't have time for each other. We won't be able to serve at church. We won't be able to help people who need it. We'll be so stressed about money that we'll fight about everything." And then she said something that stopped me cold. "Is this really the life God's calling us to? Or is this just the life everyone else is living?" That night, we opened our Bibles and came across Matthew 7:13-14. "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." We realized we were about to walk through the wide gate. Everyone was doing it. It was normalized, expected. The bank approved it, so it must be okay, right? But just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean it leads to life. Sometimes it leads to destruction. Broken marriages, broken health, broken faith, all under the roof of a beautiful house you can't actually afford. The next morning, we withdrew our offer. Our realtor was furious. "You're making a huge mistake. You'll be priced out of the market." Our friends didn't understand. "You're approved for $450K and you're going to stay in that apartment? That's ridiculous." We felt embarrassed, left behind, like failures. But we made a different choice. We decided to only buy what we could truly afford, a house where the payment would be no more than 30% of our income. We waited, we saved, we prayed. 18 months later, we bought a $240,000 house. It's smaller than our friends' houses. It's in an older neighborhood. It doesn't have granite countertops or a big backyard. But here's what it does have: peace. We can breathe financially, we can give generously, we can serve in ministry, we have time for each other. When unexpected expenses come up, we don't panic. Our marriage isn't crushed under the weight of a mortgage we can't handle. We chose the narrow gate, and it led to life. Here's what I learned.
The cost of living isn't just financial. It's spiritual, it's relational, it's mental and emotional. You can have the biggest house on the block and be dying inside. You can look successful on the outside while your marriage, your health, and your faith are crumbling. Jesus said the wide gate leads to destruction, and I've watched it happen. I've seen friends' marriages fall apart under financial stress. I've seen people abandon their faith because they're too exhausted and stressed to pursue God. I've seen families implode because they chose the life everyone said they should have instead of the life God called them to. The narrow gate means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. It means living differently. It means being okay with less so you can have more of what actually matters.
Thanks for watching. Here are today's reflection questions. Have you ever felt pressured to make a financial decision just because everyone else is doing it? What happened and what did you learn? What's one area of your life where you might be choosing the wide gate of cultural expectations over the narrow gate God is calling you to? Drop your thoughts about the story in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else facing the same choice. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real conversations about faith and life.